Welcome back. I'm Chris. We're back to working on the Corolla. We haven't really stopped. So just from my last video, after all the input, after all the input and a lot of useful info that I hadn't even thought about, I currently have some 1.5 inch aluminum blocks coming in to make spacers with. Gonna drop it down about 1.5 inches, and I'm guessing the engine will end up being tilted a little, which may give me the angle I need also for when I have to make a drive shaft. Currently, I did the math, give or take, and it was like a 7 or 8 inch difference or something like that. But I did the math and it was about a 7 to 8 degree difference for a drive shaft. And everything I looked up is like, you don't want to go more than 1 to 3 degrees between where the transmission is and where the rear end is. So I figure 1.5 inch difference. I'll eventually have coilovers on the back that should allow me to bring whatever rear end I put in there. So with that said, I've got to wait for the blocks. And so might as well start taking some other things apart because I'll have to clean things up and jazz like that. So first thing we're going to do is just show you how the interior is right now, because it's mostly stripped out. I don't think it needs to go any further right now. And then also we're going to start taking things like the gas tank out and just getting everything cleaned up so I can maybe start doing it, redoing everything at some point here and make it a little better. We'll go through it as, just as I touch each thing. You can laugh or cringe at some of the previous work I did, but I don't hide my poor work. So, let's go. So here we are with the interior. Finally cleaned up all the garbage. Still got my battery cable right there running from the hatch to the engine bay. And yeah, it's not too bad, but it's still kind of dirty. I made a mistake before of thinking, hey, let me spray some rubberized coating on the inside for sound deadening or something, but it's going to be a pain in the ass to clean it up now when I have to start welding. So, smart move. But overall, just it gives me a nice open area to work, because we'll have to definitely spend a lot of time in here to try and build a transmission tunnel. And I thought this was interesting. So between the battle of don't use spacers and use spacers and me going the path of fine, I won't use a spacer, I had to cut a lot out. If I thought about, just trying to go with the spacer or learning, figuring out, drive shaft angle, all that jazz, I might have been able to get away with not cutting anything. Because, engine going 1.5 inches down, that leaves a lot more room for that transmission to sit. So you live, you learn, you screw up. That's just how I do things. But let's move on to the next thing. So let's start with the basic. I need to get all the ancient gas out of here. I'm not sure how much is left, but this was the stock gas tank that had a radiator shop clean the tank. I bought this off of either Jegs or Summit, blah, blah, blah. And just what they did was they took this, cut out a total, I think it was 6 squares on the bottom of the tank to make it kind of like where it won't slush around as much, and just welded this on, cleaned it up, things like that. So what I need to do now is empty all that old stuff and remove the tank. I'll start with at least emptying the old stuff. Who knows if I'm going to remove it now, but we'll see. So let's get going. Well, it's a good thing there's no such thing as smell-o-vision, because that gas freaking stinks. But anyway, so yeah, got it all drained out. Turns out it was about 2 gallons. Ooh, maybe a little more. But so yeah, this gas tank actually appeared to work quite well with just this little add-on. So I was happy with it. Once we remove the tank, I'll show you the rest of my pour design as I remove it. So yeah, let's switch positions. Let's start with this high quality Le Fruit can, or something like that. This was the first exhaust I ever put on a car. And yeah, that's quite a while ago, and now that I know a little more, it's not a proud moment that I used this, but it worked for my budget. So we gotta take this out of the way because I really need to get to the, what the hell is that even hanging on? I need to get this out of the way so I can comfortably remove gas tank and just not see it hanging here anymore. So let's see, spiders probably everywhere. Cause yeah, it sits out a lot. And yeah, spiders like it here, apparently. Ugh, fucking black widows or whatever the hell we have around here. Anyway, so yeah, let me go brush this up and then we'll start working on removing this thing. And here's a quick shot of how my setup was. I had a pre-filter here, and then so fuel would go through there, through the pump, then to the front. Then I'd have another fuel filter there. And while the whole setup worked, I'm guessing I could do it better. I think it was from Summit, I got like aluminum fuel line or some form of softer fuel line that allowed me to bend everything pretty easy. I mean, it was far from the ground, so I felt pretty good. It's just, could have routed everything better, maybe. But yeah, here's where we're at. Now I need to go through, remove that, and as you can tell, fuel lines over there that have kind of been in my way. Going to remove all those real quick, mostly because, you know, I'm just gonna remove them off camera because it's gonna be dark under there and it's annoying having the light under there, and that's really nothing useful. So anyway, be back with that all cleared out. So no more fuel pump, no more old fuel lines, no more gas tank. And honestly, I really thought I had a lot more to kind of work on while I wait for some parts, but it doesn't seem I do. So that will have to end this video. Just as a recap, transmission's in here, but can't really start building tunnels, things like that, till I get the crossmember situation sorted out. Can't do that till I get new spacers, or get spacers at all, to lower the engine. And until I lower the engine, I can't really start trying to mock up steering. I could keep going, but instead I'll stop there. Lots of things to still figure out. I might just start ordering parts, but I've been hesitant just because I kind of want to get the core pieces situated, focus on them, get the engine sitting in there properly, and know that that's the end, so I can start building exhaust manifold, the power or the new steering setup, and a number of other things. So with that said, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Hopefully I'll be back soon with more parts and more things to show. Bye-bye.